What's happening, MJ traders and investors? It's Rod with POW Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for everything MJ, crypto assets, interviews, also home to the best MJ community. Today is Tuesday, November 14th. Hope you're doing awesome. And in today's video, we're going to do a deep dive into Auxly's recent Q3 2023 earnings. They beat in terms of analyst estimates, so that was great to see. And overall, a pretty impressive report. And we're starting to see signs of life with the stock. We're not seeing that reflected in the share price, that's for sure. But I think this is a prime turnaround candidate to look for into the next bull market. But going to dive into that, we'll do some financial highlights and then my thoughts and opinions on that. And then we'll take a look at the chart and what to expect in terms of price action in the days, weeks, months ahead. But this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment and informational purposes only. Full disclosure, I do own the stock. But before we get to all of that and more, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff, and you'll be notified on any future live streams or when I post a new video. Also, you can give us a follow on X, which is at Group POW, the handle, and I'm going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. So that was previously Twitter. So we'll dive into the financial report for Q3 2023. So Auxly yesterday released its financial results for the 3 and 9 months ended September 30th, 2023, and all amounts are Canadian dollars except common shares and per share amounts. So we'll go through some highlights quickly here. Net revenue, 28.2 million in Q3 2023, representing an increase of 8.4 million or 42% compared to the same period in 2022. And then you can see here analysts were expecting 24 million, and we came in at 28.21 million after coming in short last quarter at 21.99 million versus a forecast of 25 million. So they did revise their estimates down $1 million from the prior quarter, but had a huge beat both the two recent projections. So that is great to see. And SG&A reduced by 1.5 million or 13% from the same period in 2022 as the company continues to focus its efforts on reducing overhead in the company. They also had adjusted EBITDA was positive of 0.1 million, an improvement of 5.9 million as compared to the same period last year. Retained number 5 LP, so licensed producer position in Canada with a 4.8% share of the market at the end of the quarter, which was increased to 5% share of market as of end of October. We continue to improve sales in the pre-roll segment, one of the fastest growing product categories, finishing the quarter with 4.2% share of the market, up from 3.4% in the prior quarter. Back 40 Wedding Pie remained the top selling non-infused pre-roll SKU nationally in the quarter, and Back 40 Banana OG pre-rolls moved to number 2 position in October. Our newest brand, Parcel, launched earlier this year as well, and they gained significant traction in the dried flower category. And Parcel Sweet Notes was the top selling 14-gram dried flower SKU nationally in October. Introduced innovative MJ products to the market backed by consumer insights, including the launch of new Back 40 all-in-one vapes, which will be available in Ontario, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba in November. Successfully upgraded post-harvest operations to improve dried flower quality while maintaining throughput from the Auxly Leamington cultivation facility. They also strengthened the company's balance sheet by entering into an agreement with strategic partner Imperial Brands PLC to extend the maturity date of the Imperial Brands convertible debenture by 2 years from September 25th, 2024 to September 25th, 2026. So there's the net revenue, 28.211 million. Cash and cash equivalents as of September 30th, 2023, they had 8,672,000. So the cash position is dwindling a bit. And if we take a look on Yahoo here, you can see they had 9.72. So the cash position has been dropping, so that's a little concerning. But it is a smaller LP, and it's, like I said, it's also achieved positive earnings per share as well. So that was great to see. Forecast was negative 0.01, and they came in at positive 0.03. So they had a pretty big beat there in terms of analyst estimates. And like I said, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. What else did I want to go through? So there's the net income loss per common basic and diluted share. And you can see here positive 0.03. If it was negative, it'd be in those brackets. So go through, that's pretty much it, I believe. So they didn't have a conference call. They mentioned that the company will not host an earnings conference call, and the company does not anticipate reinstating earnings conference calls until further notice. So all investor inquiries should be directed to ir@auxly.com. So that's something to be aware of. as well. I'll keep everybody posted if they do have another conference call. I'll definitely be looking to join one of them. Net income and loss. So net income for the 3 months ended September 30th, 2023 was $32.6 million, representing a net income of 0.03 per share on a basic and diluted basis. The change in net income in the third quarter of 2023 as compared to a net loss of $60.1 million for the same period of 2022 was primarily driven by gains on the extension of the Imperial Brands debenture and changes in total expenses and improved gross profits. The net loss of $114.2 million through 9 months of 2022 includes the net impact of approximately $25.7 million related to the closure of the Auxly Annapolis and Auxly Annapolis OG facilities during the first quarter of 2022. Adjusted EBITDA for the 3 months ended September 30th, 2023 was $0.1 million, an improvement of $5.9 million over the same period of 2022, primarily as a result of improvements in gross profits and SG&A, sales general and administrative. So in 2023, we aim to continue to improve earnings performance, increase focus on key product formats, lower costs, and increase efficiency, while we expect to yield positive results. With these actions in mind, our goals for 2023 are broadly defined below. So increase net revenue by 15% with a focus on key product categories enhanced by strategic expansion of our product portfolio while supporting strong retail distribution through our internal sales team. Continue to leverage Auxly Leamington's large-scale, low-cost cultivation facility and the company's manufacturing automation to increase blended cost in finished MJ inventory sold margin to an average of 35 to 40%, which is generally, the average. Even, some alcohol products pushing 50%. 50 to 60% margin. So that's not too bad. Vigorously manage SG&A as a percentage of net revenues to keep it below 40%, and prudently manage the company's balance sheet and streamline assets where possible. The company increased its pre-roll manufacturing capabilities as well and advanced the implementation of alternate post-harvest drying methods at the Leamington facility to improve dried flower quality, stronger execution in our key product formats. The persistent efforts of dedicated internal sales force and the increasing popularity of our Back 40 and Parcel brands contributed to the increased demand for our products and revenue expansion during the quarter. We prudently manage our spending and continued to focus operations on vape, pre-roll, dried flower products to improve overall efficiency. The consolidation of our pre-roll and dried flower manufacturing activities at our Auxly Leamington facility, automation enhancements, and continual process improvements all contributed to improved margins. So like I said, pretty impressive report overall. I'm a big fan of their products, big fan of the company. I actually did some work for their subsidiary Dosecan in Prince Edward Island. I used to do some of their IT work. And I think it's going to be one of those companies that offers massive upside and a potential great turnaround story and turnaround candidate leading into the next bull market. But like I said, nice beat there in terms of EPS and revenue estimates. And the market cap only sitting at 17.53 million. So this is a very, very low cap name, which is number 5 market position in they're number 5 in Canada and only valued at 17 million. So like I said, if they're not a bio target, they're certainly a great turnaround candidate and worth the risk in my opinion. But again, this isn't financial advice. This is for entertainment and informational purposes only. You need to make your own decision, right, when it comes to this stuff. So, but off the low there, we hit a low of 1 cent. So we hit 1 penny. And if we were to go back to all-time highs, you're talking, almost a 300%, 300x opportunity, right? So about 28,000%. So if we could, even get half of that, right? I mean, the opportunity here is definitely favoring reward because, if you want to put in, say, $500 or $1,000, the most you can lose is $500 to $1,000, right? For a name that is coming off monthly oversold, that's starting to turn things around. There's, the possibility of them getting acquired. Maybe we never see all-time highs. That's a possibility as well. And then they could get scooped up and then potentially, maybe there's a premium or something like that based on the current valuation. But right now, we just don't know. But in my opinion, this is one of those names that I think could provide massive upside in the future. And they are listed on the TSX, so the Toronto Stock Exchange. And like I said, this is a name that, basically a lot of people are counting out. And I think that this is a name that has great products. They've got great management. They are starting to show some improvements with regards to the balance sheet. And they've got Imperial Brands backing them as well, which is great to see. And like I said, it's a company that I think is very underrated. Very, very low cap name. The risk versus reward, definitely favoring reward here. And like I said, the most you can lose is, say, $1,000. I wouldn't put any more than $1,000 into this name personally of my own hard-earned money. And like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing whether or not Auxly can make it out of this, because if it can, I think it's going to be one of those names that is a shining star in the next bull market. But we're not even starting the monthly bounce yet. We do have resistance at 2 cents. After that, we have nothing until about 4.5 cents on the monthly time frame. But when this thing starts to move, it can move in a hurry, right? If we go from 1 penny up to EMA 26, you're looking at about a 9x move from there, right? So again, a lot of names are coming off of their lows, trying to start their monthly bounce and get monthly trend changes. Some of the names in the US, like Cureleaf and Air Wellness, they've already confirmed their monthly uptrends and they're holding monthly supports. And then we're going to look for the monthly bounce to get underway on Auxly, and then we'll look for a higher low and a higher high to be confident that the monthly uptrend is confirmed and that we are potentially entering a new multi-year bull market, and this brutal multi-year bear market is over. But we still need the bounce, the high of the bounce, but then we would need a higher low and a higher high to give us that monthly uptrend confirmation. And then if we take a look at the weekly time frame here, we are starting to see a bullish cross of the stochastic and the MACD forming, and we're getting back above that 10-week moving average. And if we can get a weekly candle close over the 50 weekly there at 1.8 cents, we have a lack of resistance until about 6 cents there at the 100 weekly. And we're seeing a golden cross with the 50-day below the 200-day moving average crossing, and it's looking really, really good at the moment. The last time that happened, I'll show you here, would have been in November of 2020 when the Dems took control of the Senate on hopes of US legalization, and price went from down at around 11 cents all the way up to, what was it, 52 cents? 51 cents. Then we had the death cross with the 50 above the 200. Price went from about 25 cents all the way down to a penny. So now we're seeing another golden cross, the first time since November, December 2020, when the Dems took control of the Senate. And this time we're way more beaten down than we were the last time. So again, Auxly, from all-time high, now down over 99%. But like I said, pretty much all MJ down 80, 90% plus. And this is one of those names that I really do think could be a massive success story and could turn it around in a hurry into the next bull market. And once these things start to fly, most people will miss it, right? When we go from a penny to 10 cents, the opportunity just isn't going to be the same, right? If you buy this thing at 9 cents and it goes back to all-time high, that's only about a 31x, right? Whereas if you bought it at 1 penny and we go back to all-time high, that's like a 300x, right? So $1,000 investment into $300,000. Again, this isn't meant to be a hype video. It's a realistic expectation. If it was at that certain price before, well, what happens when, 2, 3, 5 years from now, when the US legalizes and we start to see this industry flourish and hit critical mass, right? There's a very good chance that it could potentially even get halfway back to that price. But like I said, we have resistance there at 4.5 cents, and then really nothing until about 35 cents, and then the EMA 26, which is sitting at 9 cents. So lots of names starting to trend back to their EMA 26 monthly resistances. We'll take a look at Cureleaf for an example. You can see Cureleaf actually got back above its monthly EMA 26, but it continues to be strong resistance. So we need to see monthly uptrends confirm. We need to see golden crosses, which is close to forming right now on Auxly. And I wanted to see a weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross as well, which is very close to forming on Auxly. So do not go sleeping on this name. I think this could be a massive risk versus reward opportunity. I did add it as low as I think I got filled at 1.5 cents. And like I said, it's no more than $1,000. If you haven't seen my video on my entire MJ portfolio, I do a breakdown with percentages of my whole MJ portfolio, and then I also do a top 5 holdings. But if you watch the percentage breakdown one, that came out after my top 5, then you'll obviously get the top 5 as well. But going in it there, let me know what you think of this report in the comments section below. Is this a name that you have high hopes for? No pun intended. Leading into the future and the future bull run, I think, like I said, this could be a massive turnaround story. All right, it's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth. Hope you have a great night, and we'll see you again on the next video.